All right, so here is our example. So it says, many drivers of cars that run on regular gas actually buy premium in the belief that they will get better gas mileage. To test that belief, we use 10 cars from a company fleet in which all the cars run regular gas. Each car is filled first with either regular or premium gasoline decided by a coin toss, and then the mileage is recorded again for the same cars for a tank full of the other kind of gasoline. We don't let the drivers know about this experiment. Here are the results. So we don't let the drivers know so that we are trying to control things like that. But we know they're not independent because it's the same car that this gas is running through. And so the car affects the gas mileage also. So looking at it regular, looking at it with premium, one may affect the other, and so we can't separate those two groups. So what we want to look at is for each car. So here's our pairs, and then this is the difference. So the differences are already calculated for us. If they're not already calculated for you, then you do have to calculate them. So you just kind of make yourself on another little part of the table and calculate that, because these are the numbers that we are going to use to do the test. Okay. So is there evidence that cars get significantly better fuel economy with premium gasoline? All right, so first thing, I'm going to write my hypotheses. All right, so if we are testing that premium is better than regular, okay, then, and the differences that I have are premium minus regular, then that would mean that premium is greater than regular, so that would mean the difference is greater than 0. So that would be the alternative that I would test. If I were doing regular minus premium, then I would have done less than 0. All right, so where does the randomization come from? All right, so we're looking at each car is filled first with either regular or premium, decided by a coin toss. So it is, the gas is randomly selected by coin toss. So that's where our randomization comes from. 10%, we are using 10 cars from the company fleet. So we would assume 10 cars or less than all cars. All right, so for nearly normal, okay, I'm going to go to Stat Edit, and I'm going to put these numbers in here, or that are the differences. Those are the only numbers I need to put. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a histogram. Okay, so got some other stuff going on here. Clear that out. All right, so that's pretty fairly symmetric. Might be slightly skewed, so let's look. You may want to do, let's see if I change the window to 1, how that affects things. Yeah, kind of moves it out a little more. All right, I'm just going to go with what we had there. It was 1.25. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to draw that out here. Okay, so here's this. Okay. So I'm giving it a label for what I looked at. I'm looking at the difference in premium and regular in miles per gallon. And I'm going to say this is unimodal and fairly symmetric. Then my statement. Then I'm going to find my t-score. All right, so I don't know what the average and the standard deviation for all that is. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Before I start writing anything out, I'm going to go ahead and let the calculator do everything for me. So I'm going to go do a t-test. And this I'm going to use from the data, which is at L1, that's 0. And I'm doing greater than. So I'm going to calculate. And then this gives me all the things that I need. Right? So I don't even have to worry about that. The mean is 2. Minus 0 over the standard deviation, 1.41, over the square root of n, which was 10. And then we're told the t-score is 4.47. Degrees of freedom is always n minus 1 when it's a 1 sample. If it's not a 1 sample, it'll give it to you when you do the t-test. And then my p-score, or my p-value, 7.7 times 10 to the negative 4th. So that's 0.0007. 7 we'll say, because it was 7.7, or I could say 0.0008. Okay, so that's pretty low p-value. So because it's low, we're going to reject. So there is evidence. That cars get a significantly better fuel economy with premium gasoline. All right, so we're going to practice this with a free response today and looking at, and then start looking at what test is appropriate. And again, next week, beginning of the week, we'll review. Wednesday, look for a test. Tuesday, a Google Meet to talk about that and send me any questions you have. Have a good day.